Alrighty, welcome to day 68. Today is Saturday, November 28th, 2020. Today is weigh-in is 3:14 on the nose. So, today was a decent day. Well, pretty good actually. Was relatively low-key, nothing too crazy. Got a little bit of reading in. That was good. Got a little bit of sunshine in. That was good. I made some decent chicken. That was good. I made my maiden voyage into cooking some okra. And that was good. I also found out some not greatly awesome ways to make okra. That was not as good. Same thing. Alright, it really wasn't too bad, but definitely going to try a different way tomorrow. Maybe I'll just eat it raw and imagine it's battered and deep fried. Just kidding, maybe. Today's experiment was a simple blanching method. Basically just boiled them. Probably should have followed directions. Regardless, it was edible. Did manage to avoid some temptations today. On the other hand, I talked myself into some as well. I convinced myself the best way to remove the temptation of a leftover pumpkin pie was to eat the last piece. Without whipped cream, of course. I am on a diet, I think. Really haven't overly looked at it like that. Believe it or not, but by all accounts, you could probably say it's a diet just to keep things simple. I guess personally, I don't really consider it a diet because I'm not fully committed to a specific doctrine, per se. I've kind of built more of a layer system and shoot from the hip, depending on the situation. I bet you can guess what those background noises are, but I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm going to bring attention to it, not address it, and then ignore it. Alright, shooting from the hip for what works best in the moment. Obviously, this can create a large margin of potential failure and close calls, but as long as I learn from my mistakes and adapt, everything should continue in a relatively healthy manner. So today's quote, throwing off the format, if there is such a thing. Today's quote is roughly, specifically, whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your might. Ecclesiastes 9:10. I felt today's quote was pretty good. I don't think it applied overly to today specifically, unfortunately. What it did do, and hopefully is applicable in the future, was softly ping my brain to tell me that I almost always could be doing more or doing things better in some way or another. And even though I'm making solid progress in my current endeavor, I know this to be true. I do think I'm making some solid headway in this regard, but I still think it's a solid quote. And if you blend that with something I believe I heard from David Goggins, and definitely paraphrasing, but no one gives it their all. If you give it your all, you'd be dead. Which I believe his point was mostly, we say we're giving it our all, but we're not, because if we gave it our all, we wouldn't have anything left to give, and we'd be dead. So people like to overuse that, but it still can be blended into you always have more to give. So just some stuff to think about and try to try to do more when I feel like I should be doing more. Try to keep things unstagnant. Alright.